What if I told you that the difference between the person driving that $80,000 Mercedes and the person standing at the bus stop isn't their salary? In fact, in many cases, the person in the Mercedes is actually poorer in terms of net worth than the person on the sidewalk. Most people think wealth is about what you show. Real wealth is about what you keep. Today, I'm going to reveal a strategy that is so simple, it's almost insulting, yet so powerful that if you implement it today, it will statistically put you ahead of 70% of the population within the next 5 years. My name is Ian, and I've spent years studying why some people with average incomes retire as millionaires, while others with six-figure salaries are one medical bill away from bankruptcy. The answer isn't a hot stock tip or a crypto moonshot. It's something much more boring, and it starts with exactly $100. Before we get into the math, let's look at a sobering reality. Right now, nearly 60% of adults are living paycheck to paycheck. This includes people making over $100,000 a year. We are living in an era of lifestyle leprosy, where every time we earn a little more, our expenses eat it alive. We upgrade the phone, we get the slightly nicer apartment, we subscribe to one more streaming service. We think we're moving up in the world because our surroundings look more expensive, but our bank balances remain stagnant. We are essentially running on a financial treadmill that keeps speeding up. We are working for our money, but our money is never allowed to work for us. In this video, I'm going to show you how to break that cycle forever. I'm going to show you how $100, an amount most of us leak every month on things we don't even remember buying, can be the foundation of a life of absolute freedom. If you're ready to stop being a spectator in your own financial life, hit that like button and let's dive in. Most people tell me, I can't afford to save $100 a month. But if I told that same person their phone would be shut off unless they paid a $100 connection fee, they would find the money in 24 hours. They would skip the takeout, sell something on Marketplace, or find a way to make it work. Financial struggle is rarely an income problem. It is almost always a priority problem. We have been conditioned by a multi-billion-dollar advertising industry to believe that $100 is small. It's just a dinner out. It's just a new pair of shoes. It's just a few trips to the coffee shop. We are told that we deserve these little treats to escape the grind of our daily lives. But in the world of wealth building, $100 is a seed. Imagine a farmer who has 100 seeds. He can either grind them up and make a tiny piece of bread that feeds him for 10 minutes, or he can plant them. If he eats them, he's full for a moment, but he's hungry tomorrow. If he plants them, he's hungry today, but next year he has a harvest that can feed a village. Most people are eating their seeds. They are consuming their future freedom to satisfy a temporary craving today. When you spend $100 on a lifestyle want, that money is gone forever. It leaves your pocket and goes into the pocket of a shareholder at Apple, Starbucks, or Nike. You have traded your life energy, the hours you spent working to earn that $100, for a temporary hit of dopamine. You are literally trading days of your life for pieces of plastic and fabric that will be in a landfill in 5 years. Wealthy people look at that $100 and see soldiers. Every dollar is a soldier that goes out into the world to capture more dollars and bring them back home. When you have 100 soldiers working for you, you don't have to work as hard. When you have 100,000 soldiers, you don't have to work at all. They work 24/7. They don't take sick days and they don't complain. The reason $100 is the magic number is because it is the threshold of discipline. If you cannot find a way to redirect $100 from your consumption to your freedom, you will never be able to handle $1,000 or $10,000. Wealth is a muscle. You don't go to the gym and bench press 300 pounds on day one. You start with the bar. $100 is your bar. It is the training ground where you prove you are the master of your money rather than its slave. Let's look at the math, because the math doesn't have feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, if the economy is weird, or if you had a bad day at work. It is a universal law that rewards patience and punishes impulsivity. If you take $100 a month and put it under your mattress, in 30 years, you'll have $36,000. That's okay, but it won't change your life. In fact, due to inflation, that $36,000 will probably buy what $10,000 buys today. You've actually lost real value because you let your money sit idle while the world around it got more expensive. But if you take that same $100 and put it into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, essentially betting on the 500 largest companies in America, the story changes. Historically, the market has returned about 10% annually over long periods. In year 10, you've contributed $12,000. Your account is worth about $20,000, an $8,000 gain. In year 20, you've contributed $24,000. Your account is worth about $72,000, a $48,000 gain. Notice what happened there. Between year 10 and year 20, your gain jumped from $8,000 to $48,000. This is the boring phase. This is where most people quit because they don't see the Lambo yet. They look at their balance after 5 years and think, this isn't working. So they withdraw the money and buy a vacation. But they are killing the plant before it has a chance to fruit. Watch what happens next. In year 30, you've contributed $36,000. Your account is worth $208,000. In year 40, you've contributed $48,000. Your account is worth $560,000. Think about this. You only put in $48,000 of your own hard-earned money over 40 years. The other $512,000 was created by the money itself. It was birthed by your soldiers while you were sleeping, while you were on vacation, and while you were living your life. This is money that you didn't have to sweat for. This is the silent wealth machine. But here is the danger of waiting. If you wait just 10 years to start, starting at age 35 instead of 25, you don't just lose 10 years of contributions, you lose the most vertical part of the growth curve. By starting 10 years late, your final total at age 65 wouldn't be $560,000, it'll be closer to $210,000. Waiting a single decade cost you $350,000. That is the procrastination tax, and it is the most expensive tax you will ever pay. It is the cost of saying, I'll start next year, every year for a decade. Okay, Ian, the math is great, but where do I get the $100? I want you to do a financial audit tonight. Don't worry, it's not as painful as it sounds. I want you to look at 3 specific areas where money leaks out of average households. These are the holes in your bucket that are keeping you from catching the rain. First, the subscription vampire. We live in a subscription economy. $12 for Netflix, $15 for Spotify, $10 for a gym you don't go to, $20 for a software you used once. We sign up for a free trial and forget to cancel. We pay for 400 channels when we only watch 5. Most people have at least $40 a month in zombie subscriptions, services they pay for but don't value. Kill the zombies. Second, the convenience tax. This is the big one. DoorDash, Uber Eats, and $6 lattes. When you pay someone to bring you food, you aren't just paying for the food, you are paying a 30 to 50% laziness premium. You are paying for the gas, the time, and the profit of the delivery driver and the app. If you cook just 2 more meals at home per week, you have found your $100. It's that simple. Third, the little treat fallacy. We tell ourselves, it's been a hard day. I deserve this $20 Target run / Amazon gadget / cocktail. We use spending as a reward for surviving our jobs. But the irony is, by spending that money, we ensure we have to keep working those same jobs for longer. We are essentially buying more chains. The real treat isn't a new gadget. It's the ability to wake up on a Tuesday and decide you don't want to work today. That is the ultimate luxury. Once you find that $100, you have to automate it. If you wait until the end of the month to see what's left over to invest, the answer will always be 0. Parkinson's law states that expenses rise to meet income. If there is money in your checking account, you will find a need for it. You must set up an automatic transfer from your bank to your brokerage account the day after you get paid. You wouldn't skip paying the government, so why are you okay with skipping paying your future self? As you start this journey, something strange will happen. In the first year, you'll look at your account and see $1,200 plus a little bit of interest. You'll think, this isn't much. I could have bought a new TV with this. This is the point of failure. This is where the world tries to pull you back complete the most very big day. That tries to pull you back into the herd. Most people quit here because we are wired for instant gratification. We want the result now. We want the shiny object to show our neighbors. But wealth is a delayed gratification game. It is the art of planting a tree today so that you can sit in its shade 20 years from now. By year 3 or 4, the psychology shifts. You'll have $5,000 or $6,000. Suddenly, you have a peace of mind buffer. When the car breaks down or the roof leaks, you don't panic. You don't have to call your parents or beg the bank for a loan. You don't put it on a credit card at 24% interest. You just pay for it. That lack of stress is the first dividend of wealth. It changes your posture. You walk differently when you know you aren't one bad week away from being homeless. Then you'll start to see the market gains. You'll have a month where your account grows by $200 $100, but you only put in $100. That is a holy grail moment. That is the moment you realize you have successfully cloned yourself. You now have a digital version of you out there working a side hustle and handing you the profits without you lifting a finger. The $100 strategy isn't about the $100. It's about the person you become in the process of saving it. It's about becoming someone who has control over their impulses. It's about becoming someone who looks at the long term instead of the next weekend. It's about becoming a producer in a world of consumers. People will ask you why you aren't upgrading your car or why you're being cheap by not going out every night. Let them. Most people are faking wealth while being hollow inside. They are stressed, indebted, and fearful. You are faking average while being wealthy on the inside. You are building a foundation that won't crack when the wind blows. Eventually, the math catches up to the reality. There will come a day when your $100 a month machine is generating more in interest every month than you earn at your job. That is called financial independence. That is the day you become truly free. You can stay at your job because you want to, not because you have to. You can pursue the art, the business, or the charity that you've always dreamed of. If you're watching this, you have two choices. Choice one, you can say, that was an interesting video, and go back to your life. You'll keep leaking that $100, and 30 years from now, you'll be in the same position you are today, stressed, tired, and wondering where the time went. You'll look back and realize you spent a fortune on things that didn't even make you happy. Choice two, you can decide that today is day one. Not Monday, not next month, today. Go into your bank account right now. Find those zombie subscriptions. Cancel them. Cook your dinner tonight. Set up an automated transfer for whatever you can afford, even if it's just $25 to start, and commit to raising it to $100 within 3 months. Prove to yourself that you are in charge. The best time to plant this tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Don't let another decade of compound growth slip through your fingers. I'm Ian, and I'll see you in the next one.